Rob speaking.
Hey Rob, this is Jonah Butler with the City of Fishers. Just letting you know you are on live with the Plat Committee right now. We are just waiting for a few more members to come to the table and we'll get the meeting started.
Okay, great. Thanks, Jonah.
Thank you.
We'll give it about one more minute and then go ahead and get started. Just waiting on one more Plat Committee member. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. We do have a quorum to conduct tonight's business. I will go ahead and call this meeting to order. If you would all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. We'll go ahead and do the roll call.
Ms. Stoller,
Here.
Mr. Taylor, and Ms. Vukasich.
Here.
Thank you.
As I said, we do have a quorum to conduct tonight's meeting. We'll go ahead and move on to the approval of the previous minutes from February 9th.
Motion to approve?
Second, all those in favor? Aye. Motion carries. We'll go ahead and move on to the first public hearing. This is PP-21-13 for Clover Communities, and we will move to have a presentation by staff.
Good afternoon, members of the Plat Committee. As mentioned, I am Jonah Butler, presenting on behalf of the city, and before you is PP-2113, primary plat for the Clover Communities Fishers Development. This plat seeks to subdivide the parent parcel with an address of 12915 Parkside Drive into 7 lots. This parent parcel presently exists across multiple right-of-ways and frontages, and this primary plat seeks to permit further separation of this tract for future development. The parent parcel is presently 17.78 acres large and displayed on that map. This subdivision will result in 7 parcels and was reviewed through the Technical Advisory Committee in August. All department comments have been addressed. One of the subsequent subdivided lots will be utilized for the construction of the Clover Community Senior Living Facility. This project's ILP and secondary plat are currently under review, having already received PUD approval of architecture in 2021. Approval of the primary plat is required before the project may continue. We'll now get into each of the lots. One of the lots, Lot 5, to be subdivided, is located in the northwest corner of the subdivision with an acreage of 0.421. Lots 6 and 4 to the south are a total of 5 acres, are depicted here. Lot 3 and common area 4 comprise the middle section of the parent parcel and occupy a total of roughly 11 acres. Lots 1 and 2 in Common Area 1 comprise a total of roughly 8 acres. As mentioned, this plat met all requirements for noticing and subdivision and is in line with the City of Fisher's comprehensive plan. As such, staff recommends approval of PP 2113 as presented. Thank you.
Are there any additional comments from the petitioner?
No.
Thanks, Rob. Mike Culber, Carlson Engineers, 115 North 17th Avenue, Beech Grove, Indiana 46107. Just like Jonah said, we're just subdividing Parkside. And if you guys have any questions, be happy to answer. We have Man Properties here, the owner, if there are any questions for them as well.
I guess my only question would be, is this the last remainder area for this section for the Man Properties in this PUD?
Yes. Correct.
That's the only question I have. Do you have any questions?
I do not have any questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we will now open it up for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to come forward may do so now. All right, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve?
Second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we will go ahead and move on to PP-21-18, Parkside Towns at Saxony. And we'll have staff go ahead and give their presentation.
Bree King, representing Planning and Zoning. We have PP 21-18 for the second section of Parkside Towns at Saxony today. They are located on the southwest corner of 134th and Minden Drive. Here is the general location. As you can see, it will be a continuation of the first section. This is a consideration of a primary plat for 17 lots on 1.17 acres, known as Parkside Towns at Saxony, Section 2. This Saxony PUD was originally adopted in 2001. Since then, there have been numerous text amendments, with the most recent being in 2017. This area, the A2 area, allows for mixed-use development. This project appeared before Technical Advisory Committee in January 2022 for review of the proposed site improvements. The comments were made at that time, and there's a few outstanding items that will be addressed before this permit is issued. Saxony Review Board has granted approval on the condition that PUD Committee approve the design, which they did in February 2022. All proposed lots meet the requirements of the Saxony PUD. The second section will utilize the existing entrances for the first section at Carlsbad Place and Head Run Street, so there are no new vehicular access points for this second section. There's an existing perimeter sidewalk systems, with new sidewalks to be placed in the center of two of the new proposed 4-unit townhome buildings and along the east side of Head Run Street. The garage are facing in towards the private streets, so the front doors open onto the perimeter sidewalk system. These roads are private and will be continued from the first section. There's no new open space proposed for the section. The existing street trees will remain, and the dead end at Head Run Street will have landscaping similar to what was provided in Section 1. At the time of writing my staff report, there was no remonstration. However, we did receive a form stack report of a HOA member that was concerned about access to the pool. However, we determined that was a private matter and did not affect the plat itself. This plat is in line with the objectives of the Fishers Unified Development Ordinance, and the parcels are zoned PUD and aligned with the future land use plan. The future Parkside Towns at Saxony Section 2 development on the new lot will meet the intention and standards of the established zoning district. As so, we recommend approval of Plat PP 21-18 as it meets all local and state requirements as presented. And we have Lennar here for additional questions.
And I just want to note that we did have our third member join Jason Taylor. So for the roll call that we took earlier, just wanted to have that on the record. So I'll go ahead and let, okay, I'll continue to take it. Does the petitioner have any additional presentation or comments?
Good evening, Tony Bagato with Lennar Homes of Indiana. Our address is 11555 North Meridian Street, Suite 400 in Carmel. No, I think, Breanne covered most of it. I just highlight that Saxony is a plan unit development, so the zoning for it has a variety of open space requirements that the developer has to meet. We are proposing a plat that complies with all the zoning standards. It's an allowable use, and as you're aware, under state law, when there's no waiver sought, the Plat Committee or Plan Commission is obligated to approve it. So we're here just to say we are adding 17 more units. We showed the PUD committee the architecture. They'll match the ones that are already approved and being built previously. And that's all I have. Just available for any questions.
I did have a question. I see on those, kind of the southeast corner, the 901 through 904, just south of that is like 901A through 904A. When this goes for secondary plat, will those be combined into one parcel for those lots?
That's what we're going to do, the secondary plat.
Okay, so it's only shown that way on this plat because it's a part of that other area?
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to clarify that, thank you.
And I do have a clarification as well. On the, right around 1204, 1301, you can see there's a call out for a sanitary sewer easement with an instrument number. There's a drainage easement that runs east-west, and then north-south it's called out also as a drainage utility and sanitary easement. So I just want to make sure that whenever we actually record this, that it is solely a sanitary or it is all of encompassing.
Okay. Yeah.
That's all I have.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up for a public hearing. Anyone from the public that wishes to speak, please approach the podium at this point. And please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name's Amy Alston, and my address is 12849 Elby Street. I was not the person that wrote in, and I understand that, this could be a private matter, but we turned over from the developer in 2019, and at that time they added Parkside to our HOA and gave them pool rights. The challenge is they built the pool for the residences, and they built 225 residences, and the pool only accommodates 150 people. They built 2 additional sections and did not give pool access, and then the developer purchased some units, and from what I understand, one of his friends was the developer of a section that they did allow pool access, and now Parkside has pool access, which we think the 17 units will be okay because I think we can absorb that. But our bigger concern is when we turned over, the developer retained the right to build, but we didn't realize that they also retained the right to use our amenity as a selling tool for future builders. And our concern is that we can't accommodate more people at that pool. So I guess I just wanted it on the record for the future, if they try to develop, future pieces, that the pool can't accommodate it because we'll have to turn people away and it's no benefit for anybody. If they are being sold, that they have a pool that they can use and then the pool's not available because of overcrowding.
Thank you.
That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Fred Asbell. I live at 13301 Minden Drive, and I'm on an end unit. When we originally purchased our property there, it was important to get an end unit for us for sign and all the other factors that you would get an end unit. And now I was also told at that time that Lennar had no interest in building over on that side whatsoever. Again, I like to see, I knew something ultimately would go in there, and I'm glad something ultimately is, but I am too concerned, like the lady in front of me just mentioned, the pool is a big concern because it's just not big enough. And I don't think Lennar would want to put in money to increase the size of the pool and and how many people it can hold. The other thing that is a concern is that the landscaping that has been done in Saxony is far and exceeds what Lennar's put in for their original design ideas. And if it's a continuation of these other units getting the same sort of thing, it's taking down the look, the appeal that I feel like it needs to have. And it's something we're going to address as a homeowners association within our group meetings that we ultimately are going to have. But we're a new community, and we want to support our local developers and builders, and we just would request respectfully to be able to work with Lennar, to improve some of the things that are a concern of all the 17 different residences that are inside our community at this time. And I was also curious to know when the start date of this construction project was planned on being done.
Thank you.
I agree with that. Is there any way to get a timeline on the project? I forgot to ask that.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Lennar, can you address the question on the timeline of construction and potentially if there's anything that can be addressed about the pool?
Yeah, I mean, did you want to see if anyone else wanted to speak before I have a rebuttal, though? I don't know if there's other members that want to talk.
I went ahead and closed the public hearing because I
sorry.
saw no additional comments. Yep.
I missed that part, sorry. Yeah, so we've already filed construction plans, so our plan is to get this started immediately on the infrastructure side. Probably not be able to start in homes until the spring of '23, depending on how it goes through the summer, but most likely we'd start that. Normally we sell with townhomes about 4 months, so with 17 it would only take a few years to reach build out. To address so my understanding with the first section, because I wasn't with Lennar at the time, the landowner had a different land use approved there, and it was a hotel use, and they were supposedly in negotiations, so Lennar was interested in the whole piece, and we were told by Republic that that was not an option. Otherwise, we would have done a little bit of the infrastructure differently because it's more expensive coming back now to have to retrofit some of the stuff we did. But, so we are working with Republic as a developer, they're the landowner, and we have to have our landscaping approved through their design review board, which was approved the first time. I mean, I can go out there and look at it and see what's going on. Maybe if something was not working out or hasn't, lived. I will say, with it being a new development, it takes time to grow in. But I'm not sure what the landscape issues might be. I just know that it has to be reviewed and approved by the design review board for the developer, which it was, and the new phase will be approved as well. And then I think that's really it. From the pool side, I did forward the comments on to the property owner and developer of Republic, and so hopefully they'll respond. I don't know if they've reached out to the gentleman who emailed the comments in, but I've asked them to follow up, and I can look into that further.
All right, thank you. So I'll also add that the pool conversation, it's really outside the scope of this committee's review and really outside of the scope of the city's ability to regulate that because it is a private agreement between the HOA and the residents in this area. For the landscaping, the planning staff can certainly go ahead and take a look at what's been planted out there to make sure it aligns with what the initial plan showed because we do conduct a review to make sure it meets zoning regulations, and Saxony has some specific landscaping standards, so we can certainly do an inspection to make sure that those have been addressed. Any other comments from the board?
None.
All right.
Motion to approve?
I'll make a second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, we have no additional public hearings for tonight's meeting. Any old business, new business, or staff communications?
No staff communications.
All right, go ahead and make a motion to adjourn.
So, second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
So there's a pool here. It's owned by the Saxony Residential Community Association. That's the only pool that I know of. And if the HOA owns it, I don't know how.
It still does that. Some, I mean, the other day.